What's up, everybody? This is podcast Gameoverse, episode 062, episode 62, from Saturday, March 6th, 2021. I am Wasabi Ice Cream, and man with me, Rick, here as always.
What up, everybody? I am excited. I took a week off last week, some personal shit, but I'm here now, and I'm excited to go over some games, man. I just want to open up with I bought Bravely Default 2.
Nice.
The other day. Fucking excellent, my dude. It's excellent. It's a lot of fun. It's really deep. It is not an easy RPG. So if you want something you can just grind in and stomp everything, that's not the game for you. The bosses are very tough. They require a lot of strategy and foresight. This is the kind of game where a boss kicks your ass, so you try something different, you get a little bit closer, then you try something different after that, and then hopefully beat them on like your third, fourth try. But it's a lot of fun. I've been reading a lot of reviews on it. People have been complaining about how hard the bosses are, and I don't understand. People complain when games are too easy. People complain when games are too hard. Like, what the fuck?
I heard people were talking about the some of the systems that were in the original game aren't in this one anymore. Is that?
Yes. There's a couple things that are gone that really frustrate me. Like, so in the original game, enemies popped up randomly. It was like a regular RPG where random encounters happened, but there was an option to turn off or turn them down or make them more frequent if you're trying to grind. That's gone because enemies show up on the overworld now, so you can just avoid them. And if you're strong enough, enemies run away from you anyway, so it's not too big a deal. That's gone. The big thing that drives people crazy, and I've noticed this too, is some quality of life changes. So in the original game, so how Bravely Default works, to those of you who never played it, you have two systems, braving and defaulting. Defaulting is like guarding in any other turn-based RPG. When you default, it basically stacks that turn, so you can move more turns later. Braving is where you use up those turns to move more. And what's cool about the game that makes the gimmick really neat is that you can kind of like bankrupt yourself in turns. So if you like get into like a random encounter, you can like have your guy move like 4 times at the start of the game. But if you don't kill everything, then your guy can't move for those 4 turns, so he makes up that debt. Does that make sense?
I'm
probably like over explaining it, but it's really cool. It's a really fun system, and defaulting kind of lets you like save those turns up. So for example, you have like a healer character, you can keep defaulting and guarding, you'll take less damage. And let's say bad guy uses a move that like wipes out your whole team. Well, you have all these turns stacked up, so you can bring your team back up to full health and start getting those turns back. It's really cool. The original game had this cool system though, where if you wanted to use a bunch of use one attack, for example, like there's like a spell you wanted to cast, you can highlight the spell, tap the right trigger, and you just brave that out and use them all up in one go. Now you have to manually select you want to brave like 4 times and then select that move 4 times. It takes up a lot more time than it needs to. So little things like that. And the game's filled with like little quality of life changes that kind of drive me crazy. But the game itself is so fun, I'm willing to forgive it, especially since this one's a lot more technical than the first 2 games that have come out. Don't get me wrong, they were fun games. They were really fun. I liked them a lot. But this one, I feel like the bosses are so much tougher that they require you to really like pay attention to what you're doing. Like you can't just go out, grind, make your character really strong and hope to get through the fight. Like you have to really pay attention to what moves you're using, when to brave, when to default. And it's a fucking blast, dude. I love it. So I recommend, like, if you've never played the older games before, from what I've played so far, it doesn't really reference the older games too much, so you can still get into it. And if you have played the other games, I mean, this is just like a harder, more technical version of what you've already played, albeit with some quality of life changes that are gone. don't even get me started on the job system. There's so many jobs you can play, and you can like cross those jobs together and multi-class in them. And you can even pick specific abilities from other jobs, passive abilities if you want. It's so much fun. Like this game is fucking deep, dude. I know I keep gushing about it, but this game is deep. There's a lot to customize with every individual party member. God, I love it. I can't talk this game up enough. I love it so much. Everyone, if you have a Switch and you like JRPGs, this is definitely one to pick up. I highly, highly, highly recommend it.
And this is the third Bravely game.
Yes. So this is where it gets weird. There's 3 games. There's Bravely Default, Bravely Second, and this is Bravely Default 2. From what I've been playing, a lot of concepts and stuff come back in this game, but I haven't seen anyone reference any of the earlier characters or past game events yet. So I have a theory it's kind of like Final Fantasy, where the numbered games are different worlds and don't have anything to do with each other. They just copy over some of the core ideas and concepts. But I don't know. I have no idea. I haven't played the game that deep. And the Bravely Default games have a habit of being very meta in the way that they play. Like these games kind of understand that they're Japanese RPGs, and that's kind of part of the story. It's a bit like Undertale in that way, especially with the first game. I don't want to spoil anything to anyone who hasn't played them yet, but these are very self-aware games, and I'm sure the naming structure is related to that. But I haven't gotten deep enough into it to confirm that yet. But it's, from what I played, if you haven't played the other games, you can definitely play this one. It doesn't reference the other games enough. You'll be at a slight disadvantage because you won't know how the other games played. So, you know, you're learning the system. The bosses can be really tough if you've never played a game like this before, but it's still a lot of fun. I recommend anyone who likes turn-based RPGs get this game. You won't regret it. It's a lot of fun.
I don't know if I have the patience for another 300-hour JRPG.
It's a lot of fun. I have no idea how long the game is now that I think about it. I think I beat the first couple games in, I think like 80 hours, 60 hours, maybe a little bit longer. I can't remember.
Like
But this, oh
I
yeah,
haven't played Persona 5 in a while just because like I don't know. I love Persona 4, but Persona 5 I'm kind of just I feel like I'm losing interest.
you're not the
Uh,
first person to tell me that. I've talked to a lot of people who play Persona 5 after coming off of 4, and I think this is like a personal opinion, but I think the story in 4 is better than 5.
yeah.
And that even though 5 has all these like quality of life changes, I think the story and the characters are better in 4, and that kind of pushes you through it. Because in 4, it's such a good mystery, like you want to see what happens next. But with 5, I feel like the storytelling is a little bit simpler.
A lot of
So you kind
downtime.
of, yeah, there's a lot of downtime in 5. Um, it's still a good game though, and I recommend it. If you get bored with it, that's totally fine. You're not the first person to tell me that. I know people who like bowed out of the game because of that opening. Because that opening fucking God, that opening takes forever, dude. It's like a 6-hour prologue, 8-hour prologue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know a lot of people who bowed out of it from there. It's still a fun game though. I just checked out Bravely Default 2 on how long to beat. And if you want to like 100% the game, you're looking at like 60 hours, 65 hours of play, with the main story being like 40. So it's not like that long a game.
Okay.
So if you don't want something you're going to dump like 100, 200 hours into, this is fine. You're not going to do that. But the game's
Yeah.
still fucking phenomenal. And I actually got the game physical because Best Buy was having, if you bought the game physically, you got this like table mat and coaster set. And honestly, they're kind of shitty. I kind of regret getting it. The coasters are like fucking cardboard. So those are going to get
Nice.
ruined the second I try to use them. And the table mat is basically like a glorified poster. It's like paper,
Nice.
which when you think like table mat, you're thinking like a canvas table mat, like maybe like a rubber table mat, not like paper. This is like a poster. This is not a table mat. I can't wash this off if food gets on it. It's gonna fucking ruined.
Yeah, it's hanging on the wall.
That's what I'm thinking of doing. I was talking to my wife about it, and she was like, "Oh, we can get some frames and like frame it all up together, and that'd be cool." But they fucking give you the table mat like folded, so even if like I unfold it, it's still gonna have those like creases, and that kind of pisses me off a little bit. But
Man, I never buy like collectors shits. Like
I don't either. But this came with it, so that's
the
why.
only like unless it's like super like rare, like you can only get this. Like the only stuff I have collectors are stuff that I've backed on like Kickstarter or like Indiegogo or whatever. Like I got the like the Bloodstained Kickstarter backers thing. I got the Shenmue Kickstarter thing. Uh I remember Q Games, the guys that make the Pixel Junk guys, they had a
Yeah.
Kickstarter for their soup game. And they had some like cool stuff that came with that. Like that's the kind of shit that you just can't get, you know, just walking into GameStop. Um like that I kind of like. Well, not that I like it, but it's like a game. It's games that I want to support. So like I think I got some ukulele stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's games that I want to
And
support, and they just give you stuff for that. But
I'm a lot like that too. That's why I got this, because like I was gonna pay the same price whether I bought digital or physical. And these collectors items, these placemats were like they came with it if I bought the game. So I was like, all right, I'll get some free stuff with it.
yeah,
Um and it's not like a one of a kind thing. I don't have like any one of a kind like collector stuff. Well, that's not true. I have some limited stuff. Like I bought Persona 5 when I got that originally. I got that Take Your Heart edition, which I think like goes for quite a penny now. And when I got Persona Q, I got their collector's edition too. That's only because like Atlas puts like a lot of effort into their collector's edition. So
yeah.
they're usually like $20 more, and you get like all kinds of shit with it, like a plushie, a bag, a fucking art book.
I always open my shit too and like ruin them. Like I never think
I do
about.
too, man. I do too, man. Like I'm looking up at like Take Your Heart edition for Persona 5. I paid like $80 for it, and a new unopened edition goes for like almost $400.
Nice, nice.
So that's cool, but it's whatever, honestly. Like I buy it for me. I don't buy it for the intention of like reselling it. I just buy it because it looks cool. I like to look at it and
yeah,
have it up on my display.
yeah. Well, that's Bravely Default 2
Yeah.
for yeah.
Go pick it up. If you have a Switch, go pick it up. It's a fun game.
I think that the last thing, the current thing, the only thing I've backed right now is Psychonauts 2 on Fig. And I don't think that comes
This
with anything. I think that just comes with I get both a physical and digital version. So I think
they just
that's
released a new trailer for that, didn't they?
did they? I don't know.
I thought they did. Maybe it was just YouTube like recommending me stuff. I've been on this weird trend where YouTube recommends me the most random shit. And I'm like, oh, is it a new trailer? No, it's a trailer that came out like 3 years ago. Why is it recommending it to me now? Yeah, never mind. It is like an old trailer, like from 7 months ago. It just sucks because like when it pops up, it's like Psychonauts 2, new trailer, and you look, it's like posted a year ago.
Yeah.
That's why. Never mind then. I retract that statement. There's no new trailer for Psychonauts 2. I
Um
own the first Psychonauts, but I never finished it. I should like go play that.
it's so good. So good.
I
Yeah, I went
played it for like an hour and it was pretty good. It's not a bad platformer. I think I'll like download it and play it. I've been looking for
it
a new game to play.
it gets better the more you go. Like it starts off slowly, I guess like purposefully to like teach you about like the mechanics or whatever, but
Mm.
once you get into it, the levels just get so much wider and more difficult and more like infuriating. But
Yeah.
it
I was
gets
gonna say, isn't that like most platformers? Just they have
yeah,
like this mountain of shit that you need to learn. So they start out really simple, and when you
yeah,
unlock more moves, that's when the game like really starts to open up.
yeah. There's like tons of shit to collect, and
Mhm.
I just like the characters and the story is just really fucking good. Just really good.
The story was funny. Like I remember playing it for that hour, and I'm like, this is fucking hilarious. I was like the only. That was I can't remember times like I've laughed like genuinely laughed at a game that much before.
Yeah.
Like it feels like a cartoon I would have watched if I was a kid. And I love it for that. Damn, I want to get back into it now. I remember having a lot of fun with it. Why did I stop? I'll get back into it one day. What about you? Been playing anything new yet, or anything you want to talk about before
So
we get into the news?
I played a good game and a bad game. Which one do you want to
Ooh.
hear about first?
Well, let's hear the bad game first, and we'll get into the good game after.
Okay, so that Outriders demo is out and
Yeah, I played a little bit of that. It's okay, but I only played it for like an hour. I'm sure if I got back into it, I might like it more. But what did you think of it?
um I think Square Enix is 2 for 2 on the bad games of service games. Uh they are I was saying they're either super brave for putting this demo out or super confident. uh because this has turned me off of this game so fast. Like first of all, so like it starts with these like a bunch of fucking cutscenes and like you
Yes.
walking and talking and shit. So like the first like 30 minutes, you can't even like shoot, you can't even like do anything. Um
Yeah, it's got to fucking and like they know it takes forever because after you get past that cutscene and you pick your class, it's like, yo, by the way, if you want to play other classes, you can skip that whole opening hour.
yeah. And like I was bored out of my mind just from the jump. I was like, you guys are like you haven't made me care about your fucking game yet to even
Yeah,
want to sit through all of these cutscenes. So I ended up just like skipping most of it, to be honest, just so I can
yeah,
get to the gameplay. And it was still like 30 minutes, even
yeah,
skipping everything. I was like, Jesus. Um, so once you finally get into the game, uh, which like by the way, the storyline here is like, and actually the gameplay as well is a lot like Mass Effect Andromeda.
dude, I was getting a mad Andromeda vibe playing it.
Yeah, where it's like Earth is destroyed, I think, and I skipped a lot of the story, so this is what I picked up. I think Earth is destroyed, and all the humans are in cryostasis on a bunch of ships, you know, like Mass Effect, and then you're trying to find like a new place, I guess, right?
Yeah, the big gimmick with this though is that like you get superpowers from this like lightning storm. It doesn't really make it too clear.
Yeah,
And you wake up like 20 years later, and the planet that was once like this vibrant, like planet ready to be populated, it turns into like fucking Mad Max.
yeah,
Like people are waking up, there's not enough resources, everyone's fighting. It's a neat concept, but like it takes so long to get to the point, dude. Like
yeah.
Like you
So
can't have it both ways. If you want to be like a gameplay focused games of service game, do that. If you want to be a story driven RPG like Mass Effect, do that, but don't fucking combine them.
yeah, and then not only that, but it's like Andromeda mixed with the Division because the whole gameplay is like there's this cover system and it's like cover based shooting mechanics, but you also have
Yeah.
like these like which and
There's
this
like
is what I like.
powers on
Yeah,
cooldown.
you
Yeah.
got these powers, and the powers are actually really cool. There's 4 classes. I think it's Devastator, Technomancer, Pyromancer, and
Yeah.
Trickster. And I picked the Trickster, which is more like a sneaky assassin type.
Yeah.
Uh, they've got
I
this
picked
like
the Devastator. I like the frontline fighter class. But what's weird about it, sorry to interrupt you, but what's weird
yeah
about it is the game focuses like, oh, there's like no health packs in this game. If you want to heal, you gotta fuck people up. Like that's
yeah
the whole like it's a hook. So like what makes these characters different if you can heal by hurting people? I get the Devastator is like, oh, you get healed by using what is it, killing people that are close to you.
yeah
But the pyro you get healed from like using your spells or your abilities. So like what's really the difference if the whole
And,
point of the characters is DPS, it sounds like, you know what I
and
mean?
that's the thing. The other thing is that it's that the game has this whole fucking cover mechanic that it discourages you from using because
Yeah.
every second you're in cover, you're not healing. So you're like,
Exactly.
and I think the tagline is cover is for pussies or some shit like that. Like, well then why the fuck have the cover then?
Exactly.
Like I did end up playing this with I think it was like I had a group of 3. It was me and 2 other
Yeah.
guys, and when you have a group, you're not using fucking cover at all, dude. You're just
Dude.
running up on motherfuckers and just like shooting the shit out of dudes. Like the cover system is completely useless. So I don't know why it exists.
Like that's how I was playing the Devastator, and like the only way I can heal is if I kill people that are like close to me. So if I sit in cover, I'm fucking dead. Like there's nothing for me to do. What's cool is that most of his abilities are like close range based. So like he has this like ground pound that hurts enemies like directly in front of him. I unlocked this ability that makes them more durable, so I can take more hits without getting staggered. So those are pretty cool, but it wasn't like maybe I gotta play more of it. From what it sounds like, the main gameplay loop doesn't change too much, no matter how much time you put into it.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things that surprised me about this game was how fucking linear it is.
Yes, dude.
There are no, like, if you've played Destiny, you've played Division, like even like Mass Effect to a certain extent, like all of these games have like huge open areas that, you know, they'll tunnel you, like they start open and then they'll tunnel you into certain sections that are more linear. But this game, the entire fucking thing is linear, like straight
It's a
line.
corridor shooter. Yeah. It feels like Gears 1, like how linear it is.
Actually, well, you say that these guys, it is made by People Can Fly, who did make Gears Judgment and Bulletstorm.
And Bulletstorm too.
Those guys.
Which I got excited for because I was like, people were comparing it to like, I remember this review I read about it, or this interview I was hearing about it. People were saying like, oh, the consensus is going to be like a third-person shooter Destiny, but no, it's a third-person shooter Diablo. And I was like, oh, that got me excited. And then I played it, and I'm like, no, it feels like Gears of War with a power system.
Yeah. And which again, the powers are like really cool because
they're cool.
They let you use them a lot because they have really short cooldowns. So you can really just like pop your powers out. I think I played the Trickster, so like they had a power where you can like pop a bubble, and whatever's in the bubble slows down. So like when enemies shoot at the bubble, all the bullets, you can see the bullets slow down and like do this like time stop thing. It's really cool.
Yeah.
They also have like a teleport ability that like teleports you behind enemies. So like you can teleport behind them, and then they have another skill that is like a swipe. It swipes, and then like whatever's in the range of the swipe gets immediately disintegrated. It looks fucking awesome. They just turn into skeletons, and then like they explode. It's fucking crazy, but it looks badass. But when you use that like teleport ability, it like you teleport behind a guy, and then you're just out in the open. Like you have no retreat after that, which kind of sucks. But so you kind of have to like think about how you use that. But
yeah, and then, like that's the thing that's crazy about it is that like there are some cool ideas there, but I feel like the game as a whole. I'm gonna be honest. The whole time I was playing it, I was like, I can be playing Remnant and getting a better experience.
Yeah. Or, you know, like Destiny is free to play.
Yeah.
It's free to start at least. This game is, they're trying to, you know, they're going to sell this for a full 60 bones. And I'm just not, I'm like, you really got to think about what you're doing here. Because it's just not, it's not great. It's not great.
Yeah.
Like,
it's not. And that's the bummer because like when I heard about it, I was like, oh, this might be cool to check out. This might be like my new like gaming obsession. And then I played the demo and I was like, oh, maybe not.
Because I thought, like, looking at all the trailers and stuff, like pre-release stuff, I thought it was gonna be more like Borderlands, but I thought it was gonna be Division, but more Borderlandsy, like more over the
Yeah.
top. Because the thing about Division is that it's like, it's got that Tom Clancy's headline on it. So anything set in the Tom Clancy universe, it kind of has this, like, it's very much grounded in reality. So you can't get over the top as you would with like a Borderlands. So I was hoping like this would have like the crazy shit that I want like out of Borderlands, but
Yeah.
it would play more like the Division. But I just was it's crazy to me
How bog standard it is.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I felt the same way. I might give the demo another shot. I only played it for about an hour or two, but you're not the first person to tell me that it doesn't get much better after that. Which is a bummer because like it's funny because I actually bought the Borderlands 3 DLC like a little while ago. It was on sale for like $20. So I'm like, sweet, I can pay $20 instead of like 50 for the fucking season pass that they want me to pay. And I actually had more fun with Borderlands than I did on the demo for Outlast or Outlanders.
Yeah. There is this huge like skill tree. Um there's like a huge like skill tree where you can like kind of build your specific character, and
Yeah.
some of the top tier weapons, which you don't get to see too much of in the demo, but like once you do some like the final like side missions, you get these weapons that'll they'll enhance your skills. So like they'll
Yeah.
add like another function to your skills. Like it'll make your bubble shield. It'll make my bubble shield like it'll heal my teammates if they're inside it, or like do that like some of the epic weapons, or I don't know what the fuck they call them in this, but the higher tier equipment has like stuff attached to them and like elemental
There's
stuff and
modifiers. Yeah.
yeah, modifiers, um which could be really cool once you like start like actually building into your character and trying to see what kind of how you want to like optimize your stats and stuff. um
So it might be cool to look into, but would you say it might be worth it? Like, if the demo is kind of indicative of what you'd be facing in the game, do you think maybe went on sale for like $30, it might be worth picking up?
30 definitely,
Yeah.
especially if you have like friends who are going to get into it, because it was a lot more fun with a party. It was a lot more fun with a party, and just like juggling your different skills, like combining your different skills as well, was just a lot more fun. But like it's very yeah, it's very average. Also, okay, like I'm watching back. I got a playthrough of it on our YouTube channel, so you can watch that as
Mhm.
well. Watching this now, I'm noticing again how many fucking load times there are. There's so
Oh
many
yeah.
fucking load screens, dude. Even like between uh area transitions between the levels, like because all the levels are like a hallway, and then you open a door, and then the load screen happens, and you're like, what the
Yeah.
fuck is this? Like we can't just Destiny doesn't have any. Once you land on the fucking planet, Destiny doesn't fucking load. Once you like Division doesn't fucking load. Like there's no load screens in these fucking games. I don't understand why this game is it feels like a PS3 era game. Where it really does. It's so out of place like today. It boggles my mind.
Yeah, that's one thing that kind of drove me crazy too. I'm like, there's a lot of load times here, way more than I'm used to.
Yeah, like there was a bridge. There was a bridge. There was like a section where you have to like jump across a bridge to load into the next area. And when you hit the jump button, or when you like hit the button to like, I think it's like square to like open or interact, you hit it, and then it like fades out, fades into a cutscene where it's like a 2 second cutscene where you jump across the bridge, and then fades out again, and then fades back into a load screen, and then
Yeah.
fades out, and then fades in. I'm like, you had to do all of that just for me to jump across this fucking bridge? Like, not even like, it's like 2 feet, like a 2 foot gap in this bridge. You have to like
Yeah, dude.
do all this
And
loading for me to get across.
not just that, but like it's not like this isn't like a beta. This is the first. couple hours of the game that's going to be coming out. So
Yeah.
uh,
It's I don't know. There's people who are into this. I'm sure it'll find its audience, but I think this is another like Square Enix two for two, like Avengers and this. I don't think it's gonna do well. I really don't. Um,
we'll see. It's getting a lot of buzz. IGN likes it, but
well, I don't. Yeah, whatever.
we'll see what happens. Maybe if it gets enough attention, I might pick it up later if it's cheaper. But I don't know, man. I was excited. I was like, oh, this is gonna be my new thing. This is gonna be the new game I come to. This is gonna be my. This
uh,
is gonna replace Diablo for me for a little bit. And I played it, and I was like, oh, maybe it's not gonna do that.
the dialogue is really bad. The dialogue
The
is like
dialogue is super
terrible.
bad.
There's these moments where I guess your character is like this like anti-hero kind of where you're like making quips and stuff, but like
The
it's
puckish
like
rogue.
it's slingshots between being like serious and being jokey like
Yeah.
constantly, and it's like never quite sure what tone it's trying to reach. uh like to the point where I'm like laughing out loud because I'm like there's no fucking way that you like thought that this was a good thing to say at this moment, or like it's just so over the top and ridiculous. Yeah, I don't know. That game I'm not I want to see how this pans out, to be honest. Cuz it's not great.
Yeah, I felt the same way. Hopefully, maybe once it comes out, everything after the demo is like fucking awesome, but we'll have to wait and see. Um, yeah, it was super disappointing from what I was playing. Um,
So,
God damn.
I
I'm just gonna
did
stop being excited for games.
well, not entirely. I mean, you can be like excited, but like there's always going to be that like that level of question. You're always going to have that question in the back of your mind like, man, is this really what they say it's going to be? Cuz you've been burned so many times now, and
Yeah.
we never learn our lesson and burn at that stove. But I did play a good game, a very good
Yeah.
game
What was it?
called Cyber Shadow.
Yes. I played that a little bit a couple weeks ago, and that game is pretty fun. It's made by Yacht Club Games, the Shovel Knight guys, right?
No, they publish it. So I think they're like publishing games now, but I forget who the developers are for this. But
All right. It's pretty fun. What'd you think about it, though? I want to hear what you thought before I start saying anything.
it's incredible. It's great. I loved it. I did a stream of it, so that's archived up on the YouTube as well, gameverse.com/YouTube. And I almost played through the entire fucking thing, but which I think was about like 6 hours, so like I got pretty close to the end. And it's like a mix of Ninja Gaiden, Contra, Mega Man, just like all these classic games just put into one, and it's great. It nails it. It feels great. The soundtrack is phenomenal. Graphics are great.
The powers
Uh,
are a lot of fun too. The cool
yeah, the
shit you can
powers, a
do.
lot of powers you can get. The one criticism I have is that it doesn't feel parts of it doesn't feel as crisp,
Yeah.
like movement wise. It doesn't feel as snappy as you would like. Like sometimes
Yeah. There's a lot
uh,
of parts where it feels like really loose or floaty. I know exactly what you're talking
yeah,
about.
yeah. Um,
There's like
there's
this underlying floatiness to it that you wouldn't expect for like someone who's supposed to be a ninja. Like there's a lot of like floatiness in how he like handles. He doesn't handle as tight as you would expect, but still, once you get the hang of it, it's not like too bad. But
yeah, but
if you're coming into this expecting like to handle like Ninja Gaiden on the NES, it's not going to feel like that. It's a
yeah,
little bit looser than that, but it's still a fun game. Like I had some
yeah.
fun with it.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
It's not as difficult as you would think. Like there's
yeah,
um like you probably have the most trouble with bosses, but even the bosses like they do follow like a strict pattern. So like you'll have trouble at first, but once you go in like for like the fourth or fifth time, you start learning their patterns, and they follow their patterns like strictly. Um And yeah, it's really good. It's a really good action platformer.
Hmm. And it's on Game Pass, so if you have Game Pass, go check it out. That's how I played it.
Yeah, it's on Game Pass. Played it on there. Yeah. And yeah, so it's about like 6 or 7 hours if you're just playing casually. There's a bunch of stuff, like side stuff you can like collect as well, which I never bother with. But uh, yeah, got nothing more to say about this game other than it's great.
It's
So
great. Go play
yeah,
it.
yeah.
All right. With that, let's get into the news, man. So we had two presentations. We'll start with the PlayStation It was the Sony State of Play conference back in February 25th. We had quite a bit announced that day. Crash Bandicoot 4 is getting a PS5 update. We're looking at native 4K targeting 60 FPS. So when they say targeting, does that mean
Uh,
it's not like consistent 60 the whole time?
I don't know. What you know what that probably means is that they're gonna have like the option for like you want
The
to
performance mode and a
balance
graphic mode.
performance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, maybe I don't know. Uh, they'll have
We'll have
to.
to wait and see. There's a lot of quality of life changes with it though. Like you're getting faster load times. It's actually getting support for the adaptive triggers the PS5 controller has. And enhanced 3D audio, and these are all free upgrades for the game, and save transfer from PS4 to PS5 with a free update. So if you own the game on PS4, you can play it on PS5 with these enhanced features.
Yeah.
Um, which is fucking cool. I love that's the way it should be. If you're not going to give me backwards compatibility, at least let me like upgrade my cross-gen games for free.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm still waiting for this to hit PC, but is this the kind of game that because I haven't been following it heavy, but like is this the kind of game that you would play through and then be like, oh yes, I finally want to play through it again, except with good graphics or like I don't know, like because I mean the one other game that I did that with was Ratchet and Clank,
yeah,
but I don't know if I'd go back to it just for like, oh, it looks better now, or
yeah. Which I'm kind of going back and forth on that too. Like if I play it, it's going to be one time through. Well, because the game has a lot of side content too. Like you
yeah,
can replay some levels, they have remixes of some of the levels. So the game, it's kind of like Mario, where the game really starts after the story's over. That's when like the real levels start.
yeah,
Um, so I can see like if you're already playing it on PS4, you upgrade to PS5. Like it's just like it's a free upgrade for it. So there's no reason not to continue where you left off on PS5. Um, but it's cool that it's happening. I mean, it's better than nothing. It's cool to see that.
yeah.
It's set to come out March 12th with that update rolling out the same day. I'm excited for it. I want to play Crash 4, but I've never played a Crash Bandicoot game. And everyone tells me the trilogy is really good. Anyone in the
Um,
chat, like, should I play the trilogy? Like, is it really worth playing? Or can I
play the
skip it?
play the first game,
The first
and then
game.
that's it. Yeah, that's
All
the only
right,
one
I'll
I
give it a
played.
try then.
I think I
I'll give it a
have the
try then.
trilogy.
I wonder if like it's on Switch, right? So maybe I can play it on Switch. That wouldn't be a bad option.
I think so. Yeah, but it's also on PC. I just get everything on PC because fuck it. Um,
I like my Switch. I like playing it on the go, even if like graphics suffer a little bit.
yeah,
I just like playing on the go. We also got announced of a new game. So this game got announced a while ago. We didn't hear shit about it till recently. Returnal
yeah.
got quite a bit of gameplay shown
So
up.
the thing about this game is that every time they showed it, I'm like, what is the game though? Like
Yeah, dude,
what
same,
like
same.
so now I think I finally understand what it is. It's like
Mhm.
it's a roguelike, obviously.
Yeah,
And I think the progression is like run based, kind of like Hades. So I think they made Hades basically, but their own
yeah.
like version of it I think
Which
it looks like.
which I'm cool with because it has this like really cool third person power based gameplay, kind of like Mass Effect Andromeda, which I liked. It's the only thing I liked about Mass Effect Andromeda. And it has the roguelike systems of a lot of roguelikes, but the progression and the story is told through these runs, kind of like Hades was, which is something we loved about Hades.
Yeah.
Is that the story's told despite the fact that you're starting it over, the story doesn't start over. The story keeps progressing. And I like that about this game. It looks fucking cool. Like,
it's a Housemarque joint, so like they know how to make solid gameplay. So like I'm not even worried about that.
who made this game?
Housemarque. So they did Resogun and Super Stardust. Was that them? Yeah. So
I
like
liked Resogun.
they know how to make a good like game. But this is the first time we've seen them actually make something like this, like something as like with slightly bigger scope than those games, less arcadey.
One thing that weirds me out about this game though is that it's a PS5 exclusive, right? It's not coming out to PS4.
Not only is it PS5 exclusive, it's a $70 game.
Yes, it is a $70 game. Which
so, that's this whole state of play. I'm looking for a reason to buy a PS5 like now, and I don't think they presented like a good argument as to why I should buy one now.
A lot of the stuff here is cool if you already have a PS5. If you're lucky enough to get a hold of one, the stuff here is cool. But like you said, nothing here is convincing me to like go out and drop dime on a PS5 today.
Yeah,
which is a bummer. Like it's cool to see it because this is some cool shit that I'll get to play once that killer app comes out, or once that combination of killer apps comes out that justifies me going to play it, or go to pick one up. But this looks cool. Like honestly, this is coming out on PS4 or like PC. I would have bought it. Like I would play this game, but it's not enough to get me to go out and buy a PS5 over, no matter how fun it looks.
Yeah. So, Returnal.
Yep, that's Returnal. We also got a look at Knockout City, which we talked about a little bit a couple weeks ago, the first time it got announced. Back on I think it was a Nintendo Switch Direct is when we first talked about it.
Yeah.
We got some PlayStation footage of it. It's basically Rocket League. Rocket League with like dodgeball mechanics, which pretty cool. Like we talked about a little bit. Rocket Arena, my bad.
But it looks better than Rocket Arena because they've got. It seems like they thought about a little bit more with this game. Not much more, but it seems like this is doing a bit more than Rocket Arena. Like this looks like something I'd rather play, but again, the price has to be right, and like the audience has to be there.
Exactly. Like that's why, like as fun as this looks, I'm not picking this up day one because the audience is going to determine it. The player base is going to determine how long this game lasts for and how fun it is.
This is like it's like a 3v3 battle royale, I think, or maybe the 1v1 mode is. But they said the arena gets like smaller like as the match goes on. So that's like an interesting concept, I think.
Yeah. And I'm into it. There's a ton of game modes for it, so it's not like a one trick type of game. I'm into it, dude. I definitely want to play it. Again, I'll wait till some of the reviews come in, see what the player base looks like. But this looks fucking fun. Like I'm not gonna lie, this looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We also got another announcement for a Sifu. Oh no, sorry. We got a Hades coming out April 30th, which we talked about a little bit. No, I'm fucking looking at the wrong goddamn notes here. Jesus Christ. I'm fucking all kinds of mixed up. Looking at my phone, so sorry, my bad. No, Sifu got announced. It's from the developer Slow Clap, the same guys who did Absolver. What'd you think of this game? Because it looks interesting, but I didn't really see a lot of gameplay from it.
Yeah, it looks interesting, but like again, I'm not sure what the game is. You know, kind of reminds me of those John Woo. Wait, was it John Woo? Those like Dead to Rights. Is that the game? Is that
I think I know what you're talking about.
Dead to Rights. It was like a uh I don't even. There were two games that fuck. There was that game, and then there was a game that was like everything was spicy and caliente.
What the fuck are you talking about,
I have
dude?
no idea. Tequila. His name was Tequila.
Oh god, I know what you're talking
uh,
about. Shit, Stranglehold.
Stranglehold. Yeah. So there was
Yeah, the
Stranglehold,
John
and
Woo
then
game.
that was a John Woo one. So the other Dead to
Yeah,
Rights is the other one. But I don't know. That's what this reminds me of. Is like kind of like a martial arts mixed with. But there's no gunplay in this. Uh,
yeah.
but I don't know. It looks interesting. But definitely need to
It
see
looks
more of
really
it.
interesting. I liked the there's a reference like 30 seconds in where he's beating up dudes in a hallway. Like that's a straight up reference to Old Boy, which if you haven't seen Old Boy yet, fucking phenomenal movie. But I like that because that kind of tells me what is inspiring these guys, to make this game.
Yeah.
Um, it looks interesting, but I want to see more gameplay of it. I mean, I like me some beat 'em ups. I like me some fighting games, and this looks like a good match between the two. I haven't played Absolver yet, even though I have it on PS4. It was a PlayStation Plus a while ago.
Yeah.
Um,
That was another
this does
game
look a lot
that's
of fun.
like it's pretty like that game was also based around like a lot of melee martial arts type stuff. So it seems like
The
a
thing that kind
natural
of turned me off of
progression.
Absolver, though, is that Absolver was more like a Dark Souls clone with like a martial arts setup,
Yeah.
which I don't know. I have to give it a try. I don't have an opinion on it. This looks cool as fuck, though. I really like it. What else did we get? Solar Ash got announced by Heart Machine, the same guys who made Hyper Light Drifter, which I never finished it, but I fucking love me some Hyper Light Drifter. That
Yeah.
is phenomenal game. And Solar Ash, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what the fuck this game is.
It's like a
It,
platformer.
yeah.
It's like action platformer type thing. Not totally sure. I think they use the word RPG, which I mean everything's an RPG now, so that kind of doesn't mean anything. But I don't know. It looks interesting. Definitely not what I it's not what I loved about Hyper Light Drifter. Hyper Light Drifter was very much like a Zelda like,
Hmm.
and this is very much not that.
Yeah.
Uh, so, but it looks cool.
It looks really cool. This is probably gonna be one of those games that get a lot of critical acclaim that I just don't get to try until it's too late.
Yeah,
But it looks really interesting, and I do want to check it out. So hopefully, once we get some more info on it, some gameplay gets announced, we can take a look at that, or some more gameplay gets showed off, we can take a look at it. We also got to look at Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. I mean, it's Five Nights at Freddy's. I don't know what to say about it. No,
yeah.
all jokes aside, this one it's interesting in the fact that you're not like sat down in an office anymore. You're actually like exploring the area, trying to hide. So basically, every other like survival horror game that's come out in the past like 6 years, um,
It looks.
very Amnesia esque,
It has a weird
very
look to it.
Amnesia
Like
Outlast.
the
It does
the
have a weird look to it.
the movement and
Um,
the like graphic art style looks really weird. It almost looks like a point and click adventure, but you can move around freely.
yeah, it's super weird because it has this like detailed like lighting and ray tracing, but the
Yeah,
models look really like low res without actually being low res. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
it's really weird and jarring, especially the environments. Like some environments definitely look better than others.
There's like a
So it's
weird
really weird.
there's a weird
Yeah.
like fuzz. There's like a weird like film grain on it mixed
Yeah.
with like uh yeah, it's got a weird look to it. But also like the way the movement when they show like the movement, like it moves weirdly too. It's weird. It's kind of unsettling, which is I guess what they were going for, but
Yeah. We'll have to wait and see when that comes out. That's set to come out on a little bit of everything, right? PS5, PS4, and I think it's got a PC release scheduled soon too, right?
I think so.
I think Nvidia showed it off when they were showing off some of their ray tracing stuff that the new cards can do. Um, It looks interesting. I'm not a Five Nights at Freddy's fan, and this game is honestly not enough to make me a Five Nights at Freddy's fan. I'm not really interested in this game at all, but a lot of people are. It's a popular franchise, so if you're into it, you got this new game coming out. We got a little teaser for it.
Yeah.
Keep an eye open for it once more stuff gets announced. Um, we also got Oddworld Soulstorm, and the PS5 version is to be included in PlayStation Plus April 6th for PS4 and PS5. Oh no, sorry, it's coming out April 6th, PS4 and PS5, but it'll be included only for PS5 on for PS Plus. I've never played an Oddworld game. I'll be honest with you. That's not true. I played Stranger's Wrath a little bit, but that's not exactly like a traditional Oddworld game.
Yeah.
But this looks really interesting, dude. I'm really into like this dark, dreary atmosphere that these games play out. And it's a really interesting mix of like this dark, dreary atmosphere mixed with like kind of like Lemmings, where you're leading this group around, but it's also like a 2D platformer. Like I've never played them before, so I'm not probably not the best person to talk about, but it looks cool.
I
like
was
it.
never a fan of these kind of games, like this, like Out of This World or Flashback or like Prince of Persia type shit. It's like I was never a fan of these, so I'm probably not gonna play this.
It looks a little bit snappier than those games, though. It's not trying to do that like kind of heavy, realistic movement. It looks like a more traditional platformer. But I've never played the other games, so maybe like I'm not gonna have the same experience with it as someone who's like a fan of these games. We'll have to wait and see, man. It looks cool. I know there's a lot of Oddworld fans out there who've been dying to see this game come out, so good for you guys. And it looks gorgeous. Like, it's a really pretty looking game. Like, I know I didn't say that earlier, but it looks really pretty. We also got an announcement for Kena Bridge of Spirits. That's set to come out August for PS4 and PS5.
Yes, dude.
This game looks like a fucking cartoon. I'm into it, dude.
This is pretty much the only thing I want out of everything they showed here. It's coming to PC, so I'll be getting it on PC. But yeah, this reminds me of like a type of game they don't make anymore. Like a Jade Empire or I don't know if you ever played Sudeki. It reminds me of Sudeki. Throwbacks. If you know, you know on those games. But
it kind of reminds me of what's that? Goddamn, what's that game that came out on the Xbox 360 forever ago? It was like a launch title for it. Cameo?
Cameo? Yeah, Cameo.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of Cameo a little bit.
Yeah. Well, that game was bad, so let's not go there.
What's funny with this though is that that new Disney movie is coming out, Raya and the Last Dragon.
Oh yeah.
And this kind of reminded me of that. I thought this was like a Raya tie-in until I got to see the character a little bit more.
Yeah.
But honestly, like, this looks fucking gorgeous, man. Like, this, when the Ratchet and Clank game came out, I was like, this is it. We hit this point where like games can look like animated movies, and this is like the next level of that.
Yeah,
like if you told me this was like a Disney movie, I would have believed it. Like, it looks crazy.
The developers of this actually are like, they were like animators basically, and they made a really good on their YouTube channel. They have a really good Majora's Mask animation.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I forgot what the fuck they're called. They're called like Fire Studios or something like that. They have a really good Majora's Mask animation. But yeah, this is pretty much the only thing they showed that I want, and it's coming to PC, so I'm not going to buy a PS5 for this. But I mean, it's also coming to PS4. Coming out on
PC on Epic, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's on Epic, but I mean, still on PC. I mean,
yeah. Ember Lab, that's the name of the developer.
Ember Lab, yeah.
What have they done? You said they did that.
I
I'll
think
check.
this is their
Oh yeah, I have seen that animation.
yeah. I think this is their first game, but they've been just doing like strictly animations before.
Yeah, and it looks cool, man. I'm excited for it. This looks dope. I'm definitely gonna pick that up when that comes out, probably on PC too. We also got a good look at Deathloop.
Yeah, finally.
This is one. Yeah, this is one I've been like, what the fuck is this for the longest time, man.
And actually,
I didn't,
to be honest, I still don't know what the game is.
dude. Same. I'm still not entirely sure what I'm looking at. Like, but it looks like it's kind of doing the same. Like, it looks like it's kind of doing the same progressive, story progressing, roguelike, kind of like what Hades did and what Returnal's gonna do. It kind of reminds me of that, but with that Arcane Studios like
Well,
flair to
maybe,
it.
but from what I understand, it's a versus game. Like you're versus other players.
Are you? I didn't get that vibe from the trailer. I
Well,
didn't know what I was looking at.
exactly. You didn't
Like,
get that vibe because that's not. But I think you're an assassin, and then there's another assassin who has the same target, and you're both trying to compete to get to the target. I think so. Like when they show they show, but they don't really convey that in this trailer. But I think that's what it is. There's like a bunch of assassins, and you pick. It's like a character game, like an Overwatch where there's a bunch of characters or heroes or whatever.
yeah.
You choose you choose one you like, and then I think another player is in there, and they choose one, and then you both go after a target. I think
It looks really cool for the time. Like the powers are neat. Like Arcane fucking nails, that power system.
yeah.
And I want to see more of this, but I still don't entirely know what experience I'm going to get. Like it looks neat, and I like the art style. It's got this like 60s, like 70s, like retro vibe to it. I just don't know enough to like have an opinion yet, but it looks cool, and I love me some Arcane shit. I like Dishonored. I fucking love Prey. So I'll be watching this one with vested interest, but
Yeah.
I still don't know what the fuck I'm getting into if I pick this game up.
Yeah, I'm still. It looks cool, but I just need to know what the game is.
Yeah.
Like that's all. That's all I need to know.
Yeah, dude, same. But it looks cool. It's definitely on my radar for sure. Now here's something that I want to talk about.
Yeah.
We got Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. Final Fantasy VII Remake is coming to PS5. Better graphics, better load times, a photo mode, and it's including the Yuffie DLC. But the Yuffie DLC is only on the PS5 version.
Is
And
that
if you're
okay?
upgrading from PS5 to PS4, you got to buy it separately.
Okay, so that's. I wasn't. It wasn't clear whether the Yuffie episode was PS5 exclusive. Because I know they said you had to buy it separately, but I wasn't sure if it was only on PS5.
Yep.
And
I've been reading about this for a while. It's only available on PS5. Due to the fact that it was developed on PS5 and it's using the optimization of the PS5 to the fullest extent. So good news, because it kind of gives you an idea of like what the future Final Fantasy VII Remake releases are going to feel like, because there's going to be developed exclusively for next-gen systems. But it's kind of a dick move that... So they're selling the game separately. You can buy Final Fantasy VII Intergrade, or Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. Dumb fucking name, but I think that's just a Square Enix thing. And that is like a separate standalone game. If you haven't played Final Fantasy VII yet, you can buy this, and it comes with FF7 and the Yuffie DLC. Or you can upgrade to the PS5, but you got to buy the Yuffie DLC separately. But another thing is PlayStation Plus did release Final Fantasy VII Remake for free. And if you downloaded it on PS Plus, you cannot upgrade to the PS5 version.
yeah.
There's a lot of weird stipulations here, which I understand why it needs to be so complicated, but at the same time, if I need like a fucking chart to explain how to play this game, um, the Yuffie DLC looks cool. I like Yuffie as a character. I think she's really neat. And watching the gameplay, but the game looks fucking really pretty. The game looks beautiful.
Yeah.
And I mean, Final Fantasy VII Remake it already looked really good on PS4. It just needs to fucking come to PC now, but whatever.
Yep, I got burned too many times. I'm waiting. I'll wait. I can wait.
Yeah. How long are you willing to wait though? Kingdom Hearts has been out for like what, 2 years, and that's just coming out on PC.
I'll wait. Because fuck this.
I downloaded it on PlayStation Plus, and it's okay. It's not bad. I like what I played so far. We'll have to. I keep saying it. We'll have to wait and see how this gets received, because I don't know how. Did they even announce how long the Yuffie DLC is going to be?
I haven't seen. No. I mean, it's like another chapter, so I would assume it's like maybe like 4 hours long max, maybe like 6 hours max. But
According to Game Rant, the Yuffie DLC episode adds 2 more chapters to the game.
okay,
so we're expecting like, yeah, it doesn't tell me anything. I don't know. It doesn't tell me anything. So probably less than 10 hours, I would think.
well, there's like there's segments in this game, in the base game, that like you can go, oh, that's a chapter, when it was really like a couple minutes long. So, but
Oof.
whatever.
That's not a good sign.
Well, it doesn't tell you what the chapters are, but when you go to like save the game, it tells you like, hey, it's chapter 12, and you're like, 12? Where the fuck did the other one, like, it's like they kind of fly through. But
yeah. It looks really neat, and I'm not surprised this is happening, because I knew when FF7 Remake got announced, they said the games would be released in chunks. I was just hoping that we would get a full game after FF7 Remake, not like an in-between chapter.
yeah, and not one that was like, exclusive to a platform that it doesn't work with the game I already bought.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Looks
I don't
alright.
know either.
I'll wait for it to hit PC.
It looks, yeah. I'll wait for it to. I mean, I'm looking for an excuse to buy PS5, and I don't have one yet, so I don't know when I'm going to play this. I waited forever to play FF7 Remake, and the only reason I'm playing it now is because it was free on PlayStation Plus, which I can't even upgrade for free if I get it. So I'm going to have to rebuy it on PS5. Now, here's another thing that confuses me. Do I need to rebuy it on PS5, or can I go out and buy a physical copy of the PS4 game and upgrade that? But if I'm buying the DLC anyway, would it be cheaper if I just bought the game again on PS5? Like,
yeah,
I don't know. It's again, if I need like a chart to like understand how I'm doing this, maybe it's not worth checking out. But
it says, how does the disc upgrades work? Do you still need the disc in the system to play it every time you want to play it?
Yeah, it says right here, to upgrade your PS4 disc version of the game to the PS5 digital, you need a PS5 console with disc drive.
That's the upgrade, but if I wanted to play that digital version, do I still need the PS4 disc in there every time I want to play it?
I would assume so, because then you can just buy the game used, upgrade to the physical, upgrade to the digital, and then return the game or borrow it from a friend. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
So I would assume that you have to like put the disc in every time.
that's such a fucking like backwards ass. That's so much shit to go through just to play a digital game. I mean, I would rather I have to use the disc anyway, I'll just buy the disc or whatever, or just buy it digital.
Yeah.
You're getting a digital version of a game. If you're the kind of person that likes a disc, you wouldn't want the digital or whatever. I don't know what people want. I get everything digital, and I don't have to deal with this shit. So,
no, that's fair. And that's the thing that bugs me too is that they announced that people who download the way it's worded, people who download the PlayStation Plus version of FF7 cannot upgrade to the PS5 version. So does that mean that version of it can't, or can I still upgrade with a physical copy, or am I totally locked out of upgrading once that download is in my history? Like I don't know.
I think what you can do is when your PlayStation Plus expires, I think it lets you buy the game after that. So you would have to like let your shit expire, then buy the game, and then you can upgrade. Maybe.
Sounds like a pain in the dick. I don't want to deal with that. Sounds like a pain in the dick. But yeah, I knew this was gonna start like a conversation because like there's so much like red tape behind this like DLC upgrade. But if you guys know how it's gonna work, or tell us how you feel in the comments. We do this live every week, so let us know what you think. We might shout you out in the podcast. Actually, we probably will shout you out. So go ahead, tell us what you feel. We also got a Pokemon presentation. Oh, sorry.
Well, I was gonna say just get everything on PC, and you don't have to.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, when you upgrade your hardware, guess what? You got the upgraded version of the game. We also had a Pokemon announcement. There's a couple little things announced. The little opening in the beginning was pretty interesting. I just wanted to touch on that because they went through the past like 20 plus years of Pokemon.
Yeah.
We got some announcements. We got some new looks at Pokemon Snap, which, it's okay. It looks cool, but I'm not gonna drop $60 for this game if I'm being honest. It looks neat. It looks interesting, but not enough for me to go out and drop new game price for that.
It's Pokemon Snap. It's a prettier Pokemon Snap, so.
Yeah, basically, and that's the bummer of it because we have photography games that have come out before. Like you like Bug Snacks would be a really cool concept to introduce in a Pokemon Snap. Umurangi Generation, if that had like a Pokemon Snap like version, like a Pokemon Snap that plays like Umurangi Generation, would be fucking neat.
Yeah.
But this isn't enough to get me to buy that game, dude. Like I'm not paying $60 for this. As cool as it looks, as much as I love Pokemon, I'm not dropping $60 for this. Let's get to the stuff everyone does want to talk about, though. We got Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are coming out late 2021. These are remakes of Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, the Sinnoh Pokemon games. These are getting a lot of flack for the art style because, I mean, look at it. The overworld has this weird chibi art style, but when you get into a fight, they have the more realistic models that modern Pokemon games have. I mean, Pokemon Sun and Moon didn't have these chibi models, and that came out that was what, a generation, 2 generations ago. I like Diamond and Pearl. I like the Sinnoh region games, so this is definitely on my radar. I think it's weird that they chose that art style though, because it's not like the Switch can't handle it, especially since like in battle again the character models actually look like how they should.
So well, I mean, it's a port of those games, so I mean, I guess they just did whatever they wanted to do with it.
I guess. I mean, they did the same thing with the Link's Awakening remake.
Yeah.
So I guess it's not too bad. Now here's the one I'm excited for. We got an announcement for Pokémon Legends Arceus, which is dropping early 2022. This is something you've wanted for a while. You want a Pokemon to get the Breath of the Wild treatment. Well,
okay, hold on, man. Hold on. Okay, just hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. I did a rant video about this.
I did not see the rant video. I was busy. Okay, but tell me what your rant was. Give me the Cliff Notes version of your rant.
Basically, basically everyone's calling this Breath of the Wild Pokemon, and that's not.
Yes.
No, man. Just
No,
because.
what do you mean? No, look at this shit.
Just because it looks like Breath of the Wild, or like it's a fucking open world, quote unquote, doesn't mean Breath of the Wild. Okay, Breath of the Wild is so much fucking more than just an open world. Okay, like that game is incredibly systems and mechanics driven, and I highly doubt you're gonna get anything like that in this. This is akin to like Pokemon Let's Go, Let's Go Eevee, where it's like it's slightly open world, but it's like a complete half step in terms of what you would want out of if they just fully put all their attention into this.
What are you talking about? This looks way more massive than like anything we've seen in a Pokemon game so far.
Okay, dude, there's no cities, there's no towns, there's probably not going to be many NPC. Like it takes place like in the past before there was even like Pokemon trainers. So there's no like, yes, it looks massive. Sure. It's big. It's open world. Sure. But I don't just want an open world. It's not enough to just open world is such a diluted term. It doesn't mean anything just to say open world these days. Okay. There's so much more that has to go into it now. Like Horizon Zero Dawn is an open world, and I hate that game.
Wow, like, this is what you've been asking for forever.
No, it's not.
It's coming out, and you're like, I hate it.
I'm not asking just for an open world, okay? I'm asking for like a good open. There's bad open worlds and there's good open worlds, okay? Like Metal Gear Solid 5.
You don't even know what kind of open world this is. It hasn't even come out yet.
Sure. And I fully admit that it's early. They probably showed this game way too early, by the way, because it looks bad. But I'm not gonna sit here and go, oh my god, Breath of the Wild, when there's nothing here that says Breath of the Wild to me other than, oh, it's an open world. Why do we say Breath of the Wild instead of tens of thousands of other open world games? It's not Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild to me is so much more. It's so much more than that, than just fucking open world. Okay, it's oh shit, it's raining. Oh shit, it's a thunderstorm. So I have to like completely rethink about everything I'm doing right now because it's a fucking thunderstorm. Like that's the level of detail that Breath of the Wild has, and I highly doubt that this is gonna have that. So
we don't know for sure. It probably could.
We don't know. We don't know, but we can't just say open world equals Breath of the Wild. Like that's complete in the other direction of like putting onto this game something that I'm pretty confident in this, and you can mark my words on this right now, that it is not going to have that same level of detail. I'm confident in that. But I will wait and
see, man. 2 years is a long time. It's coming out.
I will acknowledge that. I will acknowledge that it's early, but I'm pretty confident in how fucking. You don't understand, dude. I said this in that rant video I did. Gameoverse.com/Twitch. You can fucking watch the video I put up where I just fucking talk shit, man. Because people don't know this. Pokemon Company is the richest media franchise on the planet by several billions of dollars, dude. Okay, the fact that we get trash upon trash, the fact that they're not putting out the best possible games ever is a kick in the face to me, dude. Like I'm not gonna sit here and buy these like trash games over and over because they just want their like bottom dollar. This could be so much more than it is, and no one's gonna give a fuck because it's slightly better than what we expect from them. But like I'm not gonna get fooled by that shit, dude. Like this should be the best game ever made, period. And it's not going to be. It's just not. So like I will be forever skeptic of the Pokemon Company until they prove me wrong. So until this comes out and if it is Breath of the Wild plus more, then fucking I'll eat my words, but I highly doubt it. So I highly doubt it.
We'll have to wait and see, man. It's coming out 2022. I'm excited because it looks very different from what we've gotten so far.
It looks different, and I like that it's different. But people putting that Breath of the Wild tag on there, it's just you're completely you're completely misunderstanding. You're misunderstanding, first of all, what Breath of the Wild was. Like, did we forget what that game did for open worlds? Like, it's not, you can't just say Breath of the Wild. Like any other open world, sure. Breath of the Wild, that game is so much more than that. But, you know, maybe people got out of that something other than what I got, but because what I liked about that game was the systems, the mechanics, not just the open world. Like fucking, I can look at this screenshot and yeah, it looks like Breath of the Wild, but fuck, like I don't care about how the fuck it looks. I want how it plays, man. Like that's what's important. But sure.
Well, maybe it'll have that. We'll have to wait and see when it comes out. I think we're in two camps here. You're skeptical. I'm hopeful.
I'm very skeptical just because of the history of the Pokemon Company. I mean, people are expecting. I don't know what people are expecting, but lower your expectations because Pokemon Company is not one to exceed expectations. Ever, and they could. They have the money to do it, and they don't ever. So. That's where I'm coming from. All these people expecting something more out of this. I don't know how you can expect so much out of this when they've never given you that. They've never given you that. They've never given you what you wanted. So I don't know why you think they will this time.
I'm excited for it because it looks very different from what we've had before. And hopefully this is a next step for Pokemon Company. I mean, Sword and Shield got a lot of shit because of how similar it was to past games. I'm hoping they kind of took that to heart when producing this game, but we'll have to wait and see.
Did you read the detail? Do you know the details about this game?
I know nothing about this game. All I know is the trailer that I saw like everyone else.
Well, it's extremely limited. It's not going to be like a full-fledged Pokemon game. It's very there's no cities, there's no towns, there's no trainers, there's no gyms. There's basically nothing.
Where the fuck did you read this? Where did you read this?
They have a website that you can go and read. It's set in the past before there were ever trainers or anything. So there's nothing. There's one hub town, and that's where everything happens.
Where did you see this? Can you link this?
They have a website. They have a website with all the details on it.
I am going to check out this website now. Hold on, I'm pulling this up.
But I think they even say in that conference there that it's set in the past before there were ever trainers. They say that straight up in that conference there.
1 second, I'm pulling it up now. I'm definitely going to check this out because I didn't hear about any of this shit. I've also been like really busy with personal shit the past like a week, so
it's like the whole point of it is like it's like the Pokemon Safari, but it's just open. So like the whole point is like researching the Pokemon you find out in the world and like starting a Pokédex and shit. It's not a real Pokemon game. It's not like a full-fledged Pokemon.
Hold on.
I don't want to talk about this because I already did a video on it where everyone is shitting on me because I'm right and they're wrong. But, you know, it's not new.
You're like that Hannibal meme? Just like, why are you booing me? I'm right.
When the shit comes out and you're proven wrong, I'm not gonna bask in it. I'm just gonna be like, you know, what did you expect? You should have known better.
All right, I'm gonna read through this website later, but If you're right, I'll admit you're right, man. I'm going based on everything that we saw here. I had no idea this website existed. I'm going to read through it later, but we'll move on to the next course of business. Some quickie news. Epic Games acquired Fall Guy developers Mediatonic, which probably for the best. Fall Guys kind of came and went. Which is a bummer because I like that game, but they didn't do enough to support it. We talked about this in other podcasts. I don't want to repeat myself, but it's probably for the best that Epic, acquired them.
I would imagine what they probably should do is, first of all, get the game on all platforms. So, it's not on Xbox yet, and I think they only just announced it for Switch. So first get it on all platforms, then make it cross-platform, then make it free to play, then they can double down on cosmetics and all that shit. That's probably how they're gonna go about doing this.
Yeah, I agree. That'd be the best course of action for it.
And then anyone who bought the game once it goes free to play will probably get some credits or whatever just to compensate their early adoption.
What about people who got it on PlayStation Plus like we did?
Well, I got it on PlayStation Plus, but I bought it on PC as well. But they can probably
bummer because we had so much fun with it when it came out, but once you play it for an afternoon, you're like, oh, I've seen everything.
Yeah. I personally, I want more variety. I want more just randomization. Not that was kind of the cool thing about watching a Takeshi's Castle or a MXC was that they had their staple traps or whatever, but they also had ones that would just make one appearance or some shit you never seen before, and they would mix and match components of them as well, so you never knew what order they would come in. But in Fall Guys, it's always the same every time. So I just want I want more randomization in it. Something unexpected.
Dude, same. We'll have to wait and see what Epic does with it, but hopefully they can turn this game out because it is a fun concept. I just want to see what they can push it further and focus on the levels and less on the cosmetics. And in news that surprised no one, well, a little bit surprising because you thought they would have done this earlier. Valve ended development on Artifact.
Yeah.
Which are really surprised that this happened. Remember when Artifact got announced? Remember that fucking disaster?
Yeah.
Valve made a big deal. Everyone was cheering that Valve's got a new game, and then it was, oh, it's a Dota card game, and everyone just, ah.
Yeah, and they launched it, and then canceled it, and then relaunched it, and now they're canceling it again. But it's still going to be up for the people who I don't know, the 7 people who enjoyed it. It's still going to be up, so you can still play it. It's free now, so I don't know if it was always free, but it's free now. And yeah, Artifacts. I don't know. I think you got to know when to stop, right? You got to know when to kill it. So,
or maybe, go work on Half-Life 3. Jokes aside, I'd love to see that, but whatever.
Yeah, but what we say that, but what would a Half-Life 3 even be, right?
Yeah.
If you think about Half-Life, it always came with some revolutionary new tech. And I don't know, I feel like Half-Life Alyx was their opportunity at a Half-Life 3 for VR. And it kind of was that. It kind of is the VR showstopper. That's the one that you have to get if you have VR. But even that, not many people got to try it because of VR. It's not as widely adopted yet as you'd hope it to be. So Artifact's a little different, and that like I don't know. It kind of
Yeah, it's
didn't.
a
I don't.
card game.
Yeah, it's
So
a card game, and I don't know. It's a Dota card game to be specific. So, but you kind of have to be, you kind of have to like two shitty things. Uh, that was a little jokey joke, but uh,
I thought it was funny. It made me laugh. Um, I mean, we're not surprised Artifact got canceled. It wasn't really that well received when it came out. And we don't know the only reason it came out was in response to Blizzard's card game. What is it?
Hearthstone.
Yeah, Hearthstone. Which if you're I never thought Valve would be the people to like follow trends. You know what I mean? And I was like disappointed when Artifact came out because I knew that's what they were doing. Now that Artifact's gone, hopefully Valve could like focus on other development ideas, or maybe they'll just stick with keeping Steam running. That's all they need to do to make money now. They don't have to worry about making the game ever again. We did get some cool new trailers though. I
Yeah.
say cool, but I'm kind of iffy on them. We got a
Well,
Final Fantasy VII Battle Royale for
yeah.
iOS and Android.
So
Which I don't know how I feel about this.
it's interesting.
I
That's all I
mean,
gotta say. I mean, first of all, a battle royale, like why the fuck? And then iOS and Android, why the fuck? Like it's a combination of things that I just don't understand why or how or who thought that this was a good idea. I mean, maybe it will be. Maybe it'll be the next big thing, but I highly
I doubt
doubt
it
it.
too. I just don't think there's a lot of overlap between like Final Fantasy players and like Battle Royale players.
Yeah. Cause I don't know, when I heard about this, I was like, okay, well they've got like Dissidia, and that that could translate well into a battle royale, but it's not that. It's like guns and uh like it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me. It's like
Yeah, there are some powers and like melee combat in it too. So and you're still fighting like Final Fantasy staple monsters. So I don't know exactly what's going on with it, but
yeah,
I mean it's coming out sometime in 2021. So once it drops, we can see like what the reception is. There's also a trailer for Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis.
yeah,
Now this is also interesting. So this is a direct remake of the original Final Fantasy VII with turn-based combat and all. But if I remember reading about, the twist is that it's taking the supplemental material for Final Fantasy VII before Crisis, Crisis Core. That's all being taken into account with this game.
it's the entire Final Fantasy VII
Like,
series. So
yeah,
Advent Children, Dirge of Cerberus, Crisis Core. Apparently, I mean, I don't know, like what is it when they say Advent Children? What the fuck do they mean by that? Because that was a movie. Uh,
yeah. Before Crisis was like a visual novel, right? Or an
before
anime
yeah,
series?
yeah, that was an anime. Dirge of Cerberus was a third person shooter. Uh, so I don't I don't really understand how they're gonna make all of that work with this. Uh, so I'd be curious to see that they're only showing the Final Fantasy VII here, so um, but what's cool about it is it also does the chibi thing in the overworld, and then when you get into combat, it does have like the good graphics, which is cool. But I don't know. I would rather play this than Final Fantasy VII Remake, if I'm being honest. Uh, I mean, I like what they did with the story and like all the extra context of the remake, but like it's a little long in the tooth.
Yeah, this seems like more of like a direct one-to-one remake with the supplemental material included.
Yeah,
Um, my only upsetting thing is that it's on mobile.
yeah, it's a
Like,
mobile
why?
game. So
I mean, maybe we'll get it on Switch. Maybe. Well, I don't know, because like Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition, that came out on console, didn't it?
that came out on Switch only, I think. I think. Uh, but yeah,
Was it only Switch? I'm looking it up right now.
if even maybe it never hit anything, but if it did, it was only on Switch.
No, it released on PS4, Windows,
Oh,
Android, iOS, and Switch, and Xbox One.
oh, okay. Well, never mind then.
So hopefully this gets the same treatment. You know, this it's supposed to be episodic, so maybe once all the episodes are out, we'll get it on physical consoles. Like I would love to play it on Switch. That sounds dope.
Yeah, maybe. I'm just curious as to how they're gonna do it. I'm just curious as to how they're gonna do it. Really.
Yeah, like is it going to be like are they going to shrink down Dirge of Cerberus, the story elements from Dirge of Cerberus, Before Crisis, Advent Children, you know, all that expanded stuff and make it like playable? Or is it going to be like a retelling of it? Like, I don't know what we're getting here.
Well, because they do show like Zach. Uh, they show Zach here, and it's in the style of what they were showing before. So I'm like, okay, like maybe they're just combining all the stories into that like one like Final Fantasy VII style game, maybe.
That's what it seems like to me. And I feel like this works really well because the FF7 remake that we got kind of subverts a lot of the story beats that the original FF7 had. So this will be a cool way to like get back into the original story of it and play this whatever alternate universe FF7 remake that they're doing.
Yeah,
Um,
but
I'm not trying
it's
to
weird
spoil it.
because the rest
We'll
of
have to wait
it
and see.
the rest of it is like shot for shot Final Fantasy VII. So like it's weird on like both ways. It's weird because like this is shot for shot Final Fantasy VII, but so if they were doing like shot for shot, it would I don't know. You would think that they would do those other games like shot for shot as well. I don't know. This is the ultimate wait and see because it can go any way.
Yeah, it can go anyway. Not just that, but it's being released episodically. So who knows? Every episode could be a different type of game. And what
Maybe.
constitutes an episode? Like is FF7 going to be split into multiple episodes? Or is FF7 one episode, Dirge of Cerberus is another, and that's a lot of fucking content to like cover. So
Maybe
how are they going to do this?
because
Like,
I mean, Advent Children again, like Advent Children isn't even a game; it's like a fucking movie. So, so it's
true.
it's weird. It's weird. I just don't know
Yeah.
what I don't know what they're gonna like. And technically, I think in the timeline, Advent Children is like the last. Because if they were gonna do this, Crisis Core will be first, right? I don't
Yeah, I
know
think it's
anything
Crisis
about
Core
I
before
don't know anything about
Crisis.
before Crisis, so
I think it's Crisis Core before Crisis, and I think before Crisis you play as the Shinra guys, the dude with the red hair. What's his name?
Reno.
Yeah, I think it's Crisis Core before Crisis, FF7, Dirge of Cerberus, and Advent Children. I'm
Yeah.
probably wrong on that though, so if someone wants to correct me, go ahead.
No, I think that's it.
You know what? Fuck it. Let's look at the FF7 timeline while we're here.
But yeah, so I don't know, like if they're gonna like release it episodically, would they do it according to the timeline or would they do it like according to how they released? Or yeah, I don't know. It's confusing. But it is I would rather play this than the remake for sure.
Yeah,
But
dude, it looks cool as shit. I'm definitely gonna check it out once it comes out on console. I'm not fucking getting that on iOS. Um, but yeah, I'm into it. Wait, this is again the ultimate wait and see. We know nothing about this, um, other than it's happening. We also got a trailer for Subverse, which I don't know what I'm looking at. I've watched this trailer a couple times. It's like it kind of reminds me of like Resogun or like other like, but it's also like a twin stick shooter
yeah,
with RPG elements. Like what am I looking at? This is I'm seeing a bunch of stuff. I'm seeing like a twin stick shooter. I'm seeing a turn based RPG. I'm seeing a tactical RPG.
yeah. I'm not totally sure. This like popped up one day and like it exploded, but it looks awesome.
It looks
That's all
so
I know.
cool. It looks hella cool, and it looks like a lot of fun. It doesn't take itself too seriously, so I'm into it. Yeah, it's coming to early access March 26th. Like it's got dating sim elements. Like what the fuck is this? Um, dude, I don't know what I'm looking at. I keep trying to piece it together, and it's just so many other concepts. But it doesn't look bad. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm definitely checking this out. I'm adding that to my wish list. This looks fucking dope as shit.
Like it's got stuff that I don't like, but it's got stuff that I do like. So I'm like, is there like, you kind of have to weigh the good and the bad and be like, okay, what are we doing most here?
So according to the Steam page,
Yeah.
which the game is marked adult only for sexual
Okay.
content, nudity. It's tagged not safe for work. Um, according to the Steam page, it is a sexy new sci-fi parody where you command your own starship filled with, and I quote, the hottest babes in the galaxy. Explore a story-rich universe full of wacky aliens before chilling with your favorite waifus who are ready to bring your fantasies to life. And in the trailer on Steam, I'm seeing this chick just get fucking railed by, I assume, the protagonist. So this is like a porn game, dude.
Okay, but it looks good though. It's
It
like a
looks
good
good
game.
though. Yeah, outside of that trailer, I had no idea this is a porn game until I looked at the Steam page.
Well, there's horny parts in it where it's like, okay, this could be have some stuff in it, but it looked like a good game though. Like weird.
The
Usually,
fucking about this game page is what the first two sentences are amazing. The first couple sentences. Welcome to a new era in adult entertainment. Tired of crappy, low-effort hentai games? Then enter the Subverse, an old-school PC gaming experience developed from the ground up with a discerning adult by a team of filthy apex perverts.
okay. Well,
So it's a porn game with some effort behind it, which I think I'm okay with. I think I'm okay with this. It's on my wish list.
yeah.
Fucking, I like Honey Pop, and that was a fucking great game. Who says this one won't be good? Thank you for introducing me to this game. It is on my wish list now. Thank you for that, Sabi. We also got a trailer for Aliens Fire Team. It's a 3-player co-op PvE shooter set in the Aliens universe. I don't know how I feel about this, to be honest. It looks cool. But
Yeah, so what I don't know is I don't know if it's a Left 4 Dead or if it's a Evolve.
yes, it's PvE, so I'm leaning more towards Left 4 Dead. But I don't know. It looks interesting. I'm a fan of the Alien franchise, but Alien comes in like 2 parts, I think. You have like the scary solo, horror that is Alien.
Yeah.
And then you have like the bombastic, crazy action movie stuff like Aliens. And we have games for both of those. We have Alien Isolation for the former and, this Colonial Marines for the latter. Um, honestly, this looks pretty dope, dude. Left
Yeah.
4 Dead with aliens, like I think I'm into it. Even though I prefer like the scary part of Alien, this looks dope, and I would play this. I would play this a bit actually. IGN has like an exclusive 20-minute, 25-minute gameplay, and it looks straight up like a third-person Left 4 Dead. And I'm okay with that.
It's coming in the summer on everything, it looks like, so.
Yeah.
Except Switch.
We also have Inti Creates and Sunsoft releasing a new trailer for Blaster Master Zero 3, which
Yeah.
I didn't know there was a Blaster Master Zero 2, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, there was. I didn't play it, but I want to.
Yeah, I do
Blastmaster
too.
Zero. Blastmaster Zero was the first game I bought on my Switch when I got it.
It was the first demo I downloaded for my Switch. And I liked it a lot.
Yeah, fantastic game.
Yeah, I need to pick it up. I'm gonna pick it up. I'm gonna pick it up later.
Yeah. And from what I know, that the first game kind of adhered a little closer to the original Blaster Master, and then 2 kind of did its own thing, and then 3 just looks even more badass. And yeah, it looks like more good stuff, and yeah, I like it. I want it.
Yeah, dude. Inti Creates makes good shit. They made the good Bloodstained games.
Yeah.
And they also did God, what was that other one? Gunvolt and Mighty Gunvolt and Dragon Marked for Death. A bunch of really good like 2D platformers that kind of remind me like the DS era of 2D platformers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When 2D platformers were taken a little bit more seriously and they actually had some effort put into them. This looks cool. I'm definitely gonna, now that I know there's a Blaster Master Zero 2, I might just buy the whole like franchise and get caught up before 3 comes out.
Yeah, they're good. They're good games.
Yeah. We also got a pre-alpha mission playthrough for Elite Dangerous Odyssey. I know about Elite Dangerous, but I never heard of Elite Dangerous Odyssey. What is this?
So Odyssey is the upcoming big expansion to where you can land on planets and walk around.
So No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky, basically. But more, I guess, more accurate to what they're doing with Star Citizen. Probably closer to Star Citizen. I guess they're trying to beat Star Citizen to the punch, which is not gonna be too difficult because that game's probably never gonna come out. But so this is what I wanted out of No Man's Sky, though. Like, not even No Man's Sky has this kind of shit going on, because the whole thing I like out of No Man's Sky, like, I feel like it nails most of everything it does, except it doesn't have anything to shoot. Like, you like, it has like all these attachments and shit you can put on your gun, which is like a mining laser, but like you can put an attachment on it that does like shotgun shit, but there's just nothing to shoot. So like this has shit that shoots and shoots back, and you can shoot them, and that's what I want.
I'm watching this gameplay video, and they're like raiding a military outpost, and this looks cool as shit.
Yeah,
like I'm into this.
Like it's really fucking cool.
Yeah, this might get me into Elite Dangerous now.
Elite Dangerous is like cool in its own right, because it's like it's a full scale simulation of the Milky Way galaxy. It's like our entire galaxy is mapped 1-to-1 in the game, like full scale. Like, so you can even find Earth, and you can fly to like our solar system in it, and it's all mapped full scale 1-to-1. It's actually incredibly impressive. I don't know what tech they used to do it, but they found some way to do it. And yeah, so it was mostly just like hauling missions and like dogfights just out in space. But they added some time ago, I think like a couple years ago, they added so you can actually land on the planets, but you could only like drive around, and there's only like certain planets that you can land on.
Yeah.
And now you can actually get out and like walk around and explore them. Uh, yeah, and this just looks fucking badass. And wait, let me skip to the shooting parts because there's shooting.
Yeah, I skip forward to the shooting parts and it looks dope as shit.
But yeah, so this is what I want, and it does the like No Man's Sky thing of like, yeah, there's other players, but it's so massive that you probably never run into anyone. Like, that game's already been doing that, or this game's already been doing that. But you can like team up with friends and explore together. Um, yeah, Elite Dangerous. It's badass. It's uh more realistic than No Man's Sky. Like No Man's Sky is a lot smaller scale. Like all the planets seem like they're like, you could throw a nickel and like hit the next planet. This one actually like there's actual like travel time and
Yeah.
shit like that, and like
Well, I'll definitely get into it. Is Elite Dangerous free to play or
it's not free,
it's not free?
but I think this is like a separate DLC that you have to buy as well. Their last one was called Horizons, which was also like you had to buy that. So I think you have to buy this one too. But it's good, man. I got into it for a while, just like as a chill. Like I'm just gonna fly around in space and haul some cargo and make some credits, and I think it's
I'm
better
into it.
than it's better than No Man's Sky for just like for that. No Man's Sky is more of like a Minecraft. This is
Well,
more.
I'm
This
definitely
is
into it. I'll
yeah.
check it out for sure. Um, this next game I still don't entirely understand and I don't know how to pronounce it. Militioner? Militioner? Do you know how to
Uh,
pronounce this fucking game?
I have no idea.
Militioner. And it's
Yeah.
developed by Tall Boys. And the big gimmick of the game is that you use voice commands to control it.
Well, the big gimmick is in the sky. There's a giant like cop in the sky, and I think the whole point is like it's an escape game. So you're trying to like escape this city with this giant cop is just looking down at you in the sky.
Yeah, he just showed up at the end of this trailer.
Yeah. And
But
yeah,
there's voice commands too. Like there's scenes where like he's like yelling at cars to like stop and they'll stop for him. Like it's such a weird combination of things, but I'm into it.
yeah, this looks fucking awesome. I feel like I need to play this now.
Dude,
Looks
same.
so awesome and over the top.
Dude, same. Hopefully, when it comes out, we'll know if there's like a co-op mechanic to it. That'd be cool to play on the stream.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We still got to try We Were Here. We Were Here that
We
game.
do need to try We Were Here. I'll hit you up next time I'm free. Things are kind of fucky right now, but
Yeah.
I'll hit you up next time I'm free and we can play some games. We also got some new game releases are coming out. Apex Legends is coming out on the Switch March 9th, as well as Gensu Skydrift is coming out on PS4 March 9th, and Stronghold Warlords is coming out on PC March 9th. I've never heard of either of these games.
Genshu Skydrift is like a
Oh, it's a Mario Kart clone.
yeah, it's like a Tohu racing game.
With anime bitches,
Yeah.
which looks kind of interesting, actually. Like I would reminds you of that jet skiing game. Remember that?
Oh,
God,
Karangawa Jet Girls.
yeah. How do you remember that?
Why? Because I played it.
Oh shit, you played it?
Yeah.
This looks interesting. I mean, that's coming out on PS4. It's been out on Steam since like 2019.
Yeah.
But now we can all get it on PS4. March 11th, we have Monster Energy Supercross Video Game 4. Is that actually the name?
Yep, that's a
Yes,
fourth
it is.
game.
Monster
fourth
Energy
one.
Supercross, the official video game 4.
There are 3 other ones.
I'm surprised this lasted one game, if I'm being honest. Who's buying these?
Probably no one, but they're making them. Someone must be buying them.
I guess, man. And then February 12th, we have Crash Bandicoot 4 coming out on Switch, PS5, and Xbox Series X.
Still not on PC.
Still not on PC. I want to play Crash Bandicoot. I'll probably buy the trilogy and work my way up to 4. I feel weird just jumping into 4. But that is it. This is all the news for these last couple weeks. Sorry I took last week off, but some shit came up. We should be back to a normal schedule here going forward. All in all, man, great show. This is fun. I love doing this. I look forward to this shit every week.
Yeah. And I think I'm going to be playing Loop Hero here pretty next week. So Loop Hero. That's a new game from Devolver.
Oh yeah, I heard about that one.
New Devolver joint. Which it's like it doesn't immediately seem like my kind of game, but it's a roguelike. It's got a fucking banging soundtrack.
It's got deck building, which you hate.
Deck building, which I hate, but it doesn't seem like a huge. I mean, it's a core component to the game, but like it doesn't seem like it's that important. So I'm gonna be trying it out here. Probably my schedule's changing, so I gotta like kind of work around it a little bit, but we'll see. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, man, keep me updated.
Yeah. Until then, this is Gameoverse, Gameoverse.com, Gameoverse.com/Twitch, Gameoverse.com/YouTube, Gameoverse.com/Discord. Yeah. Jump in there, man. We're always in here. We're always chatting.
Yep.
Always got some shit going down, so.
And we're talking shit, sharing shit. You know, come by, say hi.
Talking shit. Go on the YouTube channel and go to that Pokemon rant that I did.
I am going to listen to Pokemon rant. I got
severely
some stuff to do with this, but I'll listen to your rant.
It's only like 20 minutes, but it's severely downvoted and everyone hates it, so.
Only 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Only 20 minutes. I love that. It's the length of a TV show without commercials. Only 20 minutes.
All right. Well, yeah, that's going to do it here. So, thanks.